What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. In today's video, we're going to be showcasing the brand new SUGO Fest that is going to be arriving on the 24th of December at 1900 PST, which is going to be our Christmas SUGO Fest. Now, last year, if you guys were playing last year, for Christmas, we actually got V1 Sanji's debut, along with guaranteed Gear 4 on the 6th multi-pull, I do believe. So, that was a pretty cool SUGO Fest. I know a lot of people pulled on it, and in this specific event, they have brought along a pretty interesting SUGO Fest. I wouldn't say it's a good SUGO Fest to pull on, but we'll go through that in this video. But before we actually get into the SUGO Fest breakdown, just to give you guys the information as to what is actually coming, today at News O'Clock, they actually gave us information on some gem sales that are going to be happening. So we have the refreshing of the brand new gem sale for the limit break potions. So you know that there are the gem packs with 30, 60, and 85 gems, and each gem pack gives you a certain amount of potions and crystals and fragments and stuff like that. It's definitely worth picking up. If you guys are going to plan to buy gems, this is definitely the pack to do it, because you get so much limit break stuff and it helps you out in the long run. On top of this, they've also brought out the refreshment of the gem pack to get yourself some tea time homies. So you can see the massive pack has 20 gems, a skill up turkey, which is fantastic, and 5 special tea homies. So honestly, both of these packs are really good, worth picking up, and I believe there is a limit to how many of these you can actually buy. You can see here that this actually goes from the 24th after the gem maintenance, and it'll end at January 20th. So it's going to be going for pretty much a month. I would imagine that at January 20th, they already got something planned on January 20th, and they'll probably refresh the gem pack once again. This is exactly what happened with the Gear 4 Nami SUGO Fest. They brought out this gem pack, and they said at the end of December it was going to end. So at that time where it actually ended, they've gone ahead and just refreshed them for this brand new event. So I assume January 20th we're probably going to be getting some sort of massive SUGO Fest once again. This specific one though will actually end on the 27th, so you only get this for 3 days. So I don't really know why the Tea Time Homies ones are disappearing so quickly. So I guess if you want to buy a gem pack, this is probably the best one to buy, because it is going to be leaving. But both of these gem packs are great, and they've also added a brand new 1 per person selection set. So in this set, you go ahead and get, how many gems is it? You get 6 rainbow gems, and you also get 3 rare recruit characters. So you go ahead and get the characters you can see on the banner. There is Haruta, there is Violet, and also Neptune. Now the really cool thing about this pack is that if you are just starting the game off fresh, this is a very good pack to buy, because you get Neptune being an EXP captain, you get Haruta being a double drop captain, and you get Violet, who is a berries captain. So you get a really nice selection of characters here. So if you are really new to the game and you are going to buy gems, this is definitely worth picking up, especially if you're missing, you know, at least 2 of these characters. I would suggest picking it up, because they're going to be useful in the long run. Now, getting to the actual news of the SUGO Fest. So here we have, you can see the banner, we've got Lucy up front with V2 Sanji, and then we've got a whole bunch of different Christmas units that are going to be available in the SUGO Fest. So here we go, part 1 of the SUGO Fest will last only for 24 hours, and it says to celebrate Christmas, SUGO Fest exclusives are rate boosted by 2 times. So double legend rate for the first 24 hours of the SUGO Fest, plus on the 5th 10+1 or the 5th multi-pull, the last wanted poster is guaranteed to be Lucy. This is the first time ever, even on the Japanese side of the game, that Lucy has been guaranteed in a SUGO Fest. Now, that might be tempting to many players, and honestly, I wouldn't suggest pulling on this SUGO Fest unless you are missing Lucy. That is the only way I could recommend you guys to be pulling here, because the anniversary is coming, you know, mid to late February. It is not far away, and I would assume we're going to be getting some pretty good SUGO Fests before then. So this is going to be tempting for a lot of players. I would only suggest pulling if you are missing Lucy, but for the majority of players, I would say stay clear of this SUGO Fest, but we'll go on here. What's more, the last wanted poster on the 9th multi-pull is from a selected batch of characters. So we're finally getting like guaranteed batches of units, or guaranteed rate boosted legends on certain multi-pulls. So we'll go through that in this video. Now, part 2 of the SUGO Fest, special characters have a chance to be recruited with unlocked powers. Be sure to add more festive characters to your crew. I sincerely hope that each of these characters you can see here, being Tashigi, Rayleigh, Bonnie, and Law, I really hope that they're not going to be like trusty characters in the upcoming treasure map. They could be. I hope they're not. But these characters are going to be available in the SUGO Fest if you do choose to be pulling here. Now, in both parts 1 and 2, seasonal characters are rate boosted, which are the characters you see on the banner. What's more, all special characters will join your crew at max level, and in this SUGO Fest, all wanted posters are 4-star or better. So once again, all SUGO Fest continuing on the trend of being gold only. This SUGO Fest is split into part 1 and part 2, with rate boost characters changing each time, and we're going to be going through each of the rate boosts in a little bit. So with part 1, double SUGO Fest exclusive rate boost. Now remember, the double legend rate is only for the first 24 hours, so if you are going to be pulling here, I would strongly suggest pulling part 1 if you want the best chance to get the best characters. So from the 24th to the 25th, on Christmas Eve pretty much, PST time, you have the chance to go ahead and get your hands on this SUGO Fest with the double legend rate. However, this SUGO Fest does continue on from the 25th all the way to the 27th, where you'll be able to get some even more cool stuff along the way as well. So now moving on to the SUGO Fest structure here. Now the structure for part 1, the first and second multi-pull are 30 rainbow gems. So once again, they are trying to tempt players into pulling in this SUGO Fest. Once again, I wouldn't suggest pulling here, but it is very, very tempting, obviously, having 30 rainbow gems twice in a row, meaning only 110 rainbow gems for 3 multis. That's a pretty good deal. You're basically, you're nearly getting a multi for free, honestly. You know, if you're spending 110 gems for 3 multis, that's pretty good. Now, the 3rd and 6th multi-pull is going to be a guaranteed SUGO Fest exclusive, and obviously there are rate boosted legends, so we'll go through them in a little bit. And then, as we said before at the start of the video, the 5th multi-pull is guaranteed to be Lucy only on part 1. So if you want to get guaranteed Lucy, you do 5 multi-pulls on part 1. Now, the 9th multi-pull, as we said before, is going to be a guaranteed legend from a select pool of characters. Finally, Global is finally doing this, because it's been a long time that Japan have, continuously done this, where they have, on a specific multi, you'll get a legend from a select pool, and it means that you have a higher chance of getting characters that you really want to get. So you can see here on the 9th multi-pull, the last poster is guaranteed to be one of these characters. Either it's going to be V2 Sanji, Katakuri, Luffy and Ace, V2 Aokiji, Nico Robin. That is fantastic. We're finally getting guaranteed rate boosted legends. Amazing set of legends, and I know that a lot of people are going to be tempted to be pulling for these guaranteed legends here. All of those legends there are amazing to have. I would still suggest waiting, because the 4th anniversary on Global is going to be something crazy. I'm going to tell you that. And it also mentions that both pre and post evolution characters are available, so you can pull the evolved versions of legends, but they just don't list them here on this listing here. Now, for part 2, as we said, is not double legend rate. The 1st and 4th multi is going to be 30 rainbow gems. So now you have to go a little bit further to get your discounts, but if you're still going to like 5 or 6 multis, you are still going to be getting the same discount. But I just wouldn't recommend pulling at all on part 2. It just doesn't make sense. Just don't pull. The 2nd, 5th, and 7th multi are going to be guaranteed to be a special character or one of the Christmas characters. They're all really not that useful. I really wouldn't suggest pulling here at all. And they will come with, certain sockets maxed, of course, and they come with max special, or not max special, but max level, of course. The 3rd and 6th multi-pull is going to be a guaranteed legend. The 8th multi is going to be a guaranteed SUGO Fest exclusive, plus recommended SUGO Fest exclusives will be rate boosted. This is what we typically see in a SUGO Fest, but as you saw with part 1, it's a guaranteed legend from a certain batch of characters, whereas this one is just a guaranteed legend with rate boosts. So yeah, this is what we typically see, and I really don't like that they do this. On the 10th multi-pull, it is going to be a max special SUGO Fest exclusive character, and it's just further rate boost once again. So yeah, complete trash. Definitely do not pull on part 2. Part 2 is absolute garbage. Now, part 1 of the SUGO Fest, you're going to have these rate boosted characters in Lucy, V2 Sanji, V2 Aokiji, Kung Fu Luffy, Magellan, V1 Akainu, and for some reason Ace, Strongwood Ace, and V1 Boa. Yikes, dude, just don't pull. Honestly, just don't. Part 2, you're going to have Lucy, Charlotte Katakuri, Nami, Judge, that looks like V1 Sanji, Kizaru, Corazon, and Jinbei. Yikes. Okay, yeah, just don't pull. If you're pulling on this SUGO Fest, just don't. As I said, if you really want to get your hands on Lucy, Lucy is still capable of beating everything on Global at this current time, pretty easily too. So if you have like a pretty well established account but you just don't have Lucy, maybe this might be worth going for, just because Lucy will help you clear content. But then again, if you do have an established account, you're typically going to be able to beat content anyways. So is Lucy really worth it at that point? And, you know, there are going to be crazy SUGO Fest coming up, like Whitebeard and Marco should be coming, like, should be the next legend on Global, who is literally the best legend. Like, in my personal opinion, I think Whitebeard and Marco is the best legend in the entire game, even on JP right now. He's amazing, and he should be arriving next on Global, and it should be Big Mom coming for the anniversary, who, again, is one of the top 3 units in the game, I would say. So we've got lots to look forward to, and you just got to think to yourself, is it really worth spending your gems here when you could be spending them on a future SUGO Fest that would be a little bit more beneficial to pull on? You just got to think about that. Now, part 2, you've got Lucy, Charlotte Katahuri. We've already been through all these. Both pre- and post-evolution characters are going to be available, but just these are listed. And it says, other than the first try and second try in part 1, all other multis are going to be 50 gems, of course, and then other than the first and fourth try on part 2 is going to be 50 gems, of course. There are no additional rewards after the 9th on part 1, and no additional rewards after the 10th on part 2. Special characters will only be available with rare recruits with notices that mention them, so only in this SUGO Fest you're going to be able to get these characters. They're not going to be available in the future, unless if they state them, of course. And the counter will reset between parts 1 and 2, of course. That makes perfect sense. And we can't check the drop rate right now. We cannot see the rates of this SUGO Fest. You can only see the rates of a SUGO Fest when it's the actual day. So I could actually go ahead right now, check the rates for the Toadskii banner, but I cannot go ahead into the future and check the rates for that. We can only check it on the day of release. So it will be interesting to see what the rates are. I feel like this SUGO Fest is going to have really good rates just to try and tempt people to pull, but I would suggest to stay clear of the SUGO Fest. So that is pretty much it. That's the whole breakdown of the upcoming Christmas SUGO Fest. As I said throughout the video, you know, guaranteed Lucy on the 5th is very tempting. Having 2 of the multis along the way be 30 gems back to back is also very tempting. I would not pull here unless you are missing Lucy and you really want Lucy. That's the only opportunity here you should be pulling. Otherwise, steer clear. As I mentioned, lots of good characters are yet to come. I would hold your gems for a future SUGO Fest, but hopefully you guys have enjoyed this one, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.